Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best mid-range smartphones 2022. So let us get started and the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. The Xiaomi POCO F3 has got one of those faces. You swear you've seen it before, even if you know full well that this is the first time you've laid eyes on it. Those who keep an eye on parent company Xiaomi's skittish global release strategy will understand why that is. The POCO F3 is essentially a rebranded Redmi K40, and it also sports a nigh-on identical design to the Xiaomi Mi 11i. It's the same phone, partially reconfigured for different markets and price points. As you might suspect from such a one-size-fits-all approach, the F3 proves to be tidy, well considered, impeccably well built, and somewhat nondescript. It has Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and rear, so the phone feels fairly premium. You even get that super reflective, fingerprint-attracting finish that flagship manufacturers seem to love. But the F3's sides are pure plastic, albeit one that diffuses light in a vaguely metallic fashion. All that glass combines to create a phone that's hardly lightweight at 196 grams, though it's not excessively heavy. It helps that the phone is also quite skinny at just 7.8 mm thick. Around front, the POCO F3 adopts the typical all-screen approach, albeit with a slightly larger chin than some and a dead-flat display. The Samsung Galaxy A52 5G is a tale of two phones, the outer and inner. Samsung wholly redesigned the A52 5G's skin compared to the outgoing A51, but it carried over many of the specs from the previous generation. This leads us to wonder if it's worth the upgrade or not. There's nothing subtle about the Galaxy A52 5G. It has fully adopted the design language seen on the Samsung Galaxy S21 and Note 20 series to complete the family picture. That means it has a straightforward look with a super chunky camera module on the rear. The resemblance to its flagship siblings is obvious when you compare the family members to one another. Moreover, everything about the phone is bigger than its predecessor. It's taller, thicker, and heavier. Not by much, mind you, but by enough to notice. One thing separates the A52 5G from its more expensive Galaxy S brethren: materials. Where the pricier models are metal and glass, the A52 5G's rear is made of polycarbonate. There's something very likable about the Google Pixel 4a's design. It's not flashy or in your face, in fact it's the exact opposite, and yet it looks attractive. Google has used a unibody polycarbonate shell with a soft touch matte finish. It looks nice and doesn't attract fingerprints. The Pixel 4a is relatively slim at 8.2 mm and really light, at just 143 grams. The overall compact dimensions of the body and the rounded edges make it a very comfortable phone to handle. The volume and power buttons are placed on the right, and offer good tactile feedback. There's a headphone jack on the top, a tray for a single nano SIM on the left, and the speaker and USB Type-C port on the bottom. The Google Pixel 4a only accepts a single physical SIM, but it does support an additional eSIM. Google has thankfully ditched the massive bezel of the previous generation for much narrower ones on the Pixel 4a. The borders are still a bit thick, but they're more or less even all around the display. You get a hole punch cutout for the selfie camera. The display is a bit larger than that of the Pixel 3a, measuring 5.8 inches diagonally. It's an OLED panel with a full HD Plus resolution. It supports HDR10 playback and is made using Gorilla Glass 3 for scratch protection. One feature that's missing compared to last year's model is the active edge sensors. On previous Pixel phones, you used to be able to activate Google Assistant by squeezing the pressure-sensitive side panels. On the other hand, Google has kept the Now Playing feature, which automatically recognizes songs being played in the background and displays the title and artist on your lock screen or always on display. The iPhone SE has exactly the same design and display as the iPhone 8 from 2017. Using this form factor and screen hardware allowed Apple to keep the cost of the device as low as it has, as it didn't need to invest in a whole new manufacturing process. It feels like the iPhone world has moved on in 3 years though. Now the 4.7-inch screen with the chunky bezels above and below feels like it belongs to the past. In that time the flagship iPhone range has moved to an all-screen design, barring a notch at the top. You're presented with barely any bezels, while with more premium aluminum inside, things have got a little weightier in recent years, so returning to the iPhone 8 design means Apple is bringing back its more lightweight phone, bridging the gap between the older iPhone SE and the behemothic, but impressive, iPhone 11 Pro Max, for example. The Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite 5G's design is a considerable improvement over the generic Xiaomi Mi 10 Lite, while it wisely keeps a couple of the bolder elements of the Xiaomi Mi 10T Lite. Xiaomi has smartly done away with the dated teardrop selfie camera of the Mi 10 Lite, and has shifted its punch-hole alternative over to the left-hand corner, like the full-fat Xiaomi Mi 11. The surrounding bezels are fairly minimal, albeit slightly thicker around the chin, which is a telltale sign of a more affordable phone. Another indicator of the phone's lower price tag is the thick black plastic buffer between the flat screen glass and the shiny plastic rim. The latter seems like less of a compromise than ever, given that even so-called flagship phones such as the Samsung Galaxy S21 and the OnePlus 9 are rediscovering the cost-cutting joys of plastic. It's when you flip the phone onto its front that the Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite 5G really makes its statement though. The satin finish glass rear, bold colors, our mint green model looks suitably fresh, subtle yet reflective logo, and distinctive camera module look and feel like they belong to a much more expensive phone.